What's up, Airsofters? If you've been looking to bring your sidearm game into the modern era, today's feature is going to hit just right. We're taking a look at not one, but two iterations of some of the most versatile gas blowback pistols in the Elite Force lineup. The Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS and the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS. These aren't your typical run-of-the-mill Glocks. Both are officially licensed by Glock, modeled after the real Gen 5 series, and they're built with the modular optic systems that let you run red dots with ease. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the full-size G17 or you prefer the compact footprint of the 19, these MOS variants give you modern customization right out of the box, and they don't compromise when it comes to performance either. Now, let's dig right in and see why these pistols might just be the smartest upgrade you can make to your airsoft kit. At first glance, these Gen 5 MOS pistols carry all of the design cues that you'd expect from a Glock. Clean lines, no-nonsense ergonomics, and a form factor that's been battle-tested across the world and tuned by every Glock YouTuber on the planet. But dig a little deeper and there's a lot more going on here. Both the Glock 17 and 19 Gen 5 MOS replicas feature full metal slides with deep, crisp serrations at the front and rear, making press checks and slide manipulation feel smooth and tactile. The frames are high-strength polymer, just like the real thing, which keeps weight down, while delivering that authentic Glock feel in hand. Where these pistols really differentiate themselves from other models in the Elite Force lineup is the MOS, or modular optic system cut on the slide. They come with 4 adapter plates right in the box, and it's worth noting that they're the only Glocks in the Elite Force lineup that have these straight out of the box, and they support Dr., Trijicon, Seymour, and Leupold style footprints. That means you've got plug-and-play compatibility with a wide range of miniature red dot sights, giving you the flexibility to build out your pistol exactly how you want it. For instance, we've chosen to kit out this G19 with a sleek primary arms SLX, which is on the MOS plate number 1, and the G17 sports a slightly larger EMG Raid red dot mounted to the RMR patterned MOS plate 2. Additionally, these SRC-based Elite Force Glocks are the only models to finally include 14mm threaded orange tips right out of the box. Hit me. Like so. And thanks to a barrel specifically designed for compatibility with pistol tracer units, your dreams of out-of-the-box easy tracer unit installation and use have finally come true. It's worth pointing out that we removed them for this video on these two because they look super sweet that way. Moving down to the frames, the Gen 5 frame design here is in full force as well. Now you'll notice that the Gen 5 has no finger grooves, which means more comfort for a wider range of hand sizes. The magazine release is enlarged and reversible, and the slide stop lever is ambidextrous, making this a great pick for both left and right-handed shooters. And speaking of differences, the G17 is your full-size service pistol, offering you a longer sight radius and a larger grip. The G19, on the other hand, brings all the same features to a more compact form, ideal for players running tight gear setups or wanting a backup that won't weigh down their belt line, and for shooters with smaller hands. Both pistols include realistic Glock trademarks, deeply engraved and licensed officially, so you're not just holding on to a look-alike, you're running a real replica, which is kind of a double real replica. I guess that's an opposite. And just as you'd expect, you've got your standard Glock style frame rails right up here for mounting lasers, lights, and anything else that fits on that same groove pattern. Let's talk internals and performance and functionality. Under the hood, these Gen 5 Glocks are powered by an SRC designed gas blowback system and come out of the box with a CO2 magazine for snappy, reliable performance. Now, the system is compatible with existing Elite Force VFC style Glock mags, and really the way to tell is by that packing at the top. So if you've already got a collection, you're good to go. It's also worth noting that the AWE style mags with the different packing and slightly different shape aren't really supported here. But if it's, you know, kind of VFC Stark Arms based, that should mean that there's pretty close TM compatibility, at least in the magazines. I don't want to make any claims about the internal parts though, because it is a newer system. Now, recoil-wise, the Impulse is snappy and sharp, really taking advantage of the added gas pressures provided by CO2. Not just a temperature thing, although these are great in other temperature environments. And to make these Glocks true MOS ready, Elite Force worked closely with Glock themselves to redesign the gas blowback housing from the ground up, creating enough internal clearance for proper optic mounting and sight alignment, just like the real thing. Now that required shortening of the overall height of the internal nozzle assembly to accommodate that lower profile optic plate, while elongating it slightly to maintain reliable cycling and gas efficiency. The result is a gas system that not only looks authentic, but performs consistently, even with the added complexity of a slide cut for optics. Briefly moving on to controls, pretty standard here. I do like the ambidextrous slide lock, slide release, and the trigger pull is exactly what you'd expect out of a gas blowback pistol of this quality. There's a clear wall, a clean break, and a short positive reset that makes follow-up shots feel intuitive and fast. There's no spongy, vague feedback, just direct mechanical motion. The slide lock is functional and consistent, and when the last round leaves the magazine, or rather, leaves the inner barrel, when it leaves the magazine, there'll still be one in the chamber. Like I said, so when the last round leaves the barrel, it locks back, giving you the same tactile cue as the real steel version when it locks back. Perfect for realism and building muscle memory. And for those who like to run reload drills or incorporate pistols into their milsim or training setups, the manual of arms on these Glocks mirrors the real Glock platform closely enough to make them a solid training tool. On the airsoft side, the hop-up is adjustable, allowing you to dial in that BB trajectory based on weight or field conditions or personal preference, and it's tucked beneath the outer barrel and is easily accessed once the slide is removed. Speaking about gas efficiency, it's really solid as well. In moderate temps, you're looking at about 2 to 3 full magazines per CO2 cartridge, depending on how aggressive you're cycling and how warm the conditions are. Let's talk performance. On the field, the Elite Force Umarex Glock 17 and 19 Gen 5 MOS pistols deliver the kind of performance you'd expect from a licensed sidearm made in conjunction with Glock themselves. Both pistols shoot under 350 FPS with .20 gram BBs, making them CQB friendly while still maintaining effective range and impact in outdoor environments. And where these pistols really shine is their responsiveness and shot recovery. The blowback cycle is tight and quick, snappy, which means faster follow-up shots that don't require you to fight the recoil or wait for sluggish resets, but that is snappy enough that it doesn't make you feel like this is some weird facsimile of a training tool. It's snappy in a way that is rewarding and feels realistic. Now, in-game, the G17 offers a slightly longer sight radius, which can lend itself to more stable aimed shots, especially when running optics. But when it comes to gas capacity, both pistols are actually on an equal footing, and that's because the G19 comes with a standard magazine that features a mock extended baseplate, meaning that it houses the same 12 gram CO2 cartridge and internal reservoir as the G17's mag. In fact, they hold about the same amount of BBs too. So whether you're running a full-size or compact model, you're actually getting comparable shot count per fill. It really comes down to preference. The G19 is lighter and more compact, ideal for plate carrier setups or high mobility play, while the G17 feels a little more like a fuller grip with the longer slide for smoother tracking. Let's get into some final thoughts. Now, whether you are a dedicated Glock fan or you're just in the market for a dependable, well-built sidearm, the Elite Force Umarex Glock 17 and 19 Gen 5 MOS gas blowback pistols are an easy recommendation. You're getting fully licensed externals that feel as premium as they look, backed by a gas system that delivers consistent, realistic performance shot after shot. Now, both models give you a ton of versatility in the field, whether that's running a G17 as a competition style pistol with an extended magazine and optic, or carrying the G19 in a minimalist setup that won't weigh you down during aggressive CQB games. You've got options here, and they're both legit. Now, as always, you can grab these models and everything else you need to round out your kit right here at Evike.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the field.